Every time your attention wanders during meditation, the most important thing is not to get frustrated. The real practice begins in that exact moment. First, you notice that your mind has drifted. Maybe you started thinking about homework, a message on your phone, a conversation, or something you are worried about. Then, calmly and without judging yourself, you bring your attention back. And this happens again and again. Notice, return, repeat. This may seem very simple, but it is actually how mental training works. Each time you bring your attention back, you are doing one mental repetition, just like one repetition in physical exercise strengthens a muscle. So, wandering is not failure. Returning is the practice. This idea is important because it changes how we think about meditation. You do not succeed by having a perfectly still mind. You succeed by noticing and returning. This visual shows the full process clearly. First, attention wanders. That is normal and expected. Next, you notice that it has wandered. This moment of noticing is very powerful because it means awareness has turned back on. Then, you return your attention to your chosen focus, such as the breath. And through this repeated cycle, your brain grows stronger. So, what strengthens the brain is not endless concentration without interruption. What strengthens the brain is the repeated act of catching distraction and coming back. This is how focus develops in a digital world where your attention is constantly being pulled in many directions. Every return is like training your mind to become steadier, clearer, and more in control. This visual connects directly to the previous idea. Repetition is the engine of growth. Now let us turn this idea into practice with a simple 1-minute focus challenge. For just 1 minute, bring your attention to your breathing and count each breath. You might count 1 as you breathe in and 2 as you breathe out, or simply count 1 breath cycle at a time. The exact method is less important than staying gently engaged with the breath. As you do this, your mind will likely get distracted. That is completely normal. When that happens, do not try to force the thought away. Just notice that your attention has left the breath and then calmly start again from 1. Starting again is not a punishment. It is the training itself. This exercise gives you a direct experience of what the earlier slides explained. You are learning that focus improves not by avoiding distraction, but by practicing the return. The key takeaway from this section is simple and important. Progress happens through repetition, not perfection. This brings together everything we have just covered. Your mind will wander. That is natural. What matters is that you notice it and return again and again. Many students think they are bad at meditation because they get distracted. But in reality, every time you come back, you are strengthening attention. That is progress. You do not need a perfect mind to build focus. You need practice. In the same way that learning a sport, an instrument, or a new subject takes repeated effort, training the mind also grows through steady repetition. So as we move forward, remember this: do not measure success by how little your mind wanders. Measure success by how often you gently return.